Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. So, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Mayuni, and today I'm so excited to review 10 articles that I have read in this semester. So, without further ado, let's start. So, first, I will give you brief explanations about the articles, and then I will tell you the connections of each articles. And in this video, there are two main ideas from the articles. As you can see, the first idea is articles about method, strategies, technique of teaching English for English foreign language learners or EFL learners. And the second idea is about factors that affect teaching and learning process or outcomes. So let's start with the articles of the first idea. So the first article is the learning strategies used by EFL students in learning English by Dinda, Hartina, Sartika, Asih, Santihastuti, and Wahjuningsih. So the purpose of this research is to know the students' learning strategy by the successful and unsuccessful senior high school students so that teachers understand the difference of their strategy and difficulties during the learning process. And the result of this research is language learning strategy is one of the important factors that determine whether the students can be an effective learners and help them to become an ultimate success in language learning. And next, the article of Teaching Proficiency Through Reading and Storytelling or TPRS as a Technique to Foster Students' Speaking Skill by Lazim, Musammil, and Andi. So the purpose of this study is to investigating the different achievement between the use of TPRS in learning English as a foreign language or EFL and the absence of TPRS to develop learner speaking performance. And the result of this study. This study could be beneficial for language learners, language users, and teachers in the field of speaking skill use for EFL learners. And an important implication that can be drawn from this study is that teachers are able to create learning atmosphere overwhelmed with joy when telling learner story using gesture and mimicry in teaching learning process following the steps of showing, telling, and reading. Yet, language users should be aware that producing spoken language can be highly motivated after reading interesting stories to retell them using their own ways of expressing ideas. So the next article is the implementation of task-based learning in teaching Recount text writing for junior high school students by Satya, Chairena or Hirena, I don't know. So the purpose of this study is to examine the way teachers apply the task-based learning method in teaching writing through several steps and explaining how students capable in writing recount text since teachers also have some problems that affect the learning outcomes. And the result of this study is the application of task-based learning has many weaknesses in several aspects, including the incomplete steps in implementation at the time application, lack of time when doing work, and also the use of mother tongue and not the target language by students who make the application of task-based learning not as successful as expected. Okay, so the TBL learning for this research is not successful. Okay, next, a study on the application of task-based language teaching method in a comprehensive English class in China. So it means the students is also EFL learners by Danyang Huang. Okay, the purpose of this research is to investigate whether the implementation of task-based language teaching in a comprehensive English class would have a positive effect on students' study motivation and language proficiency because teachers should find the best method to teach students so that students would have a good learning result. And the result of this research is the majority of students showed positive perceptions towards the use of TBLT in their English learning class and acknowledge a growth in their study motivation indicated by increased interest, enjoyment, and study autonomy in their language skills, especially speaking and writing, as well as some other related skills like information retrieving. So the results of this article is different with the previous article. The result of this article is success. And next, The effect of task-based language teaching, okay, let's just say TBLT, on the teaching practice of pre-service English teacher by Nadia Makmun. Okay, the purpose of this research is to investigate the effect of TBLT on the teaching practice of pre-service English teacher because teachers need to improve their teaching strategies when they use this method. And the result of this study is there has been a significant improvement after being taught by using TBLT and it had a positive effect. Same with the previous article, it's also success. And next, developing EFL students' writing skill through self-assessment integrated with e-portfolio by Muhammad Taufik Bambang. Oh, by Muhammad Taufik and Bambang Yudi Cahyono. Okay. So the purpose of this research is to develop students' writing skills through self-assessment integrated with e-portfolio, since students need to understand their writing contents, discover their writing errors, practice frequently, and review their writing products. And the result of this research is there was an improvement in students' writing skill due to the implementation of the strategy, and most of the students enjoyed doing self-assessment and keeping e-portfolio for their learning needs. Okay. And next, impact of task format on a vocabulary task performance of EFL learners, the role of gender. Okay, so now we start to talk about the second idea of the articles, which is factors that can affect the teaching and learning process and outcomes. So this article is by Ghazal Akhafad Masomi and Karim Sadeghi. So the purpose of this study is to examine the effect of test format on test performance by comparing multiple choice or MC and constructed response or CR vocabulary tasks in an EFL setting, and it investigated the function of gender in MC and CR vocabulary measures. The result of this study is the performance of students were much better in MC vocabulary tasks than CR, and that they would have less difficulty in answering semi-equivalent MC items. It also showed gender differences in the performance of test takers in MC and CR formats. And females perform better in CR, while males perform relatively better in MC test format. Okay. And next, investigating learners' beliefs in learning English, a case study by Luluk Iswati. So, the purpose of this study is to investigate the beliefs of English as a foreign language or EFL learners in a mixed ability class of a private university in Yogyakarta, since it will affect the quality of students' learning. And the result of this study is the learners' self-efficacy and expectation about learning English is low. Learners' perceived value and nature of learning spoken English is fair. Learners' beliefs about foreign language aptitude is low. Learners' belief in formal structural study is also low. So in conclusion, the students don't have believe in English language, so that's why they have less motivation to learn English. And next, introvert learners need analysis of English speaking activity by Dinda Malia and Nida Husna. So Miss Nida is one of my favorite lecturer. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about it anymore. Stebbers. Okay, next. So the purpose of this study is to reveal the introvert learner's necessities, lacks, wants, and learning needs in English speaking activities so that teacher can facilitate the learning process through a friendly atmosphere. And the result of this study is the introvert learners learn English speaking in order to communicate properly and to help their learning in other skills such as the listening, writing, and reading. Another problem is the difficult learning material and the lacks of vocabulary are considered as the main lacks for the introvert learners in English speaking activity. Also, teachers need to choose the appropriate learning needs for the learners to overcome the problem of introvert learners who fear of making mistakes and lack of self-confidence and the difference of students' personalities in a class. in my view, sometimes even if I am an extrovert, if I learned or asked to speak in French, I have less confidence because I don't have enough vocabulary to talk, and I am afraid to make mistakes that could make me, shy in front of them. So I changed my personality suddenly from extrovert to introvert. Yeah, that's what happened. And next, English teachers' perception and implementation of authentic assessment for speaking based on 2013 curriculum by Isnaini Tabiul Mashida and Abdurrahman Faredi also Suwandi. Okay, the purpose of this study is to explain the English teacher's perception both on concept, preparation, and implementation of authentic assessment for speaking based on 2013 curriculum in state senior high schools in Semarang. And the result of this study is the English teachers in state senior high schools in Semarang had a good perception both on concept, preparation, and implementation of authentic assessment. And okay, that is the last of the brief explanation, but long. It's quite long. So I'm gonna explain to you about connection. Okay, okay. As you can see, we are talking about teaching methods, strategies, technique of teaching English for EFL learners, and also factors that affect teaching and learning process or outcomes of EFL learners. So, the research that I explained earlier was done because there were several obstacles in its implementation, and these constraints can occur due to various factors. So the factors is gender, learners' beliefs, and learners' personality, such as introvert learners, and also the teachers, the English teacher perception and implementation, and why these factors is affect the method, the strategy, the technique of teaching English. Because if the teacher want to choose or select the right method and strategies or technique for their teaching practice in class, they must understand their student first, and they also have to understand their own ability to execute the method or strategy or technique. So before using these methods, strategies, or teaching technique, teachers must understand their ability to use these methods as well as understand the characteristics, ability, and needs of their students. Therefore, in determining teaching and learning methods, both parties, teachers and students, must understand the level of ability and what they need in teaching and learning process so that they can produce good learning outcomes. And as you can see, we have TBLT method in here and TPRS strategies in here, and also another technique and strategies for English learning, especially for EFL learners. And all the strategy can be done by one, or it can be collaborate with one class. So yeah, that's why I chose these strategies and TBLT method. Okay, and for the factors, these factors affect these strategies, this method. Yeah, that's the connection. So that's all for me, and I am so happy because this is my last video, and I hope we all get the best scores for our video. And thank you very much for Miss Nida, who always guided us along this semester, and I got a lot of lesson from this course, especially writing skills, speaking skills, and listening skills. I got a lot of lesson from you, Miss Nida, and I hope you always in a good condition, and also your family. So yeah, for you guys who watch this video, stay home, stay healthy, and see you in another video. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Don't forget to follow me Instagram. Bye bye.